excited about today's session because I've got 3 different sources of business that I'm going to rapid fire different ideas to you guys. So be ready to write. Speaking of being ready to write, everyone should have a workbook. Get that workbook printed off. They put that in the chat. If you need to scroll up to find it, go ahead and grab it. Get the workbook printed off because there's certain resources and things in here that I want to make sure that we touch on. So if not, we can drop it in the chat again for you. If you just joined us yes, we can drop that in the chat. We'll get the workbook dropped in the chat. Otherwise, just scroll up and it will be in there. So get that printed off because we're going to jump in and I'm going to start with a couple quick things. Number one, if you're not familiar, my name is Jeff Glover from Detroit, Michigan. I've been listing and selling real estate now this month is my 21st year in the business. If you can believe that, this is the 21st year I've been listing and selling real estate and I'm in it with you guys. If I'm in your shoes, I might be wondering, why should I follow what this guy has to say? Why should I pay attention to what this guy is sharing with us? And that's for one reason and one reason only, because I'm on the ground with you. I know what you're going through. I know what you're experiencing. I personally sell anywhere from 80 to 100 homes a year myself. Pretty much right now, there's the workbook link. Thank you for that. Right now, I am personally taking anywhere from on a bad month, 6 or 7 listings to a good month, 10 to 12 listings. So as it relates to knowledge and knowing these sources of business, 21 years of working these sources, I've got it figured out. So that's why you should follow. Glover U, if you're not familiar, we're a broker agnostic real estate training and coaching company, all agents, all brands. I mean, you come to one of our bigger events, which next month we have a great big event, which I'm going to give you all a discount to. You come to one of our bigger events and you're rubbing shoulders and elbows with people from all companies, from all brands. All right. So that's who we are. Couple quick resources I want to share with you in your workbook. All right. In your workbook, which you have on page 3 is a list of free resources. All right. A list of free resources. My encouragement to you is to go find those resources. Why? Because we have agents from all over the US and Canada that tell us that these alone have made an impact in their business. You're all smart, so I'm not going to go through every single resource with you, but there's 2 that I do want to touch on that are our most popular. And the first one is our daily text message. Our daily text message. Show of hands, who receives the daily text message? If you can drop that in the chat, make sure you change it to all so everyone can see you. If you're receiving the daily text message and getting value from it, let us know. All right, good. So for those of you that have no idea what the daily text message is, for my first timers, it's very simple. Every day, Monday through Friday, awesome, there it is. That's how you get it, by the way. You text the word morning to 55444. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, I'm writing a message specifically about what it takes to succeed in real estate. Sometimes, yes, we do have it for Canada, by the way. You can just email us, info@GloverU, and we'll set it up manually. Sometimes it's, hey, I went on an appointment last night. Here's the objection I got, and here's how I overcame it. Other times it's, hey, here's a social media technique that we're using that got us not only more engagement, but got us a lot of leads. Try it. So every day I'm sharing with you uplifting, strategic ideas of things you can do to help you list and sell more real estate. And it's totally free. To sign up, for those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, you just text the word morning to 55444. Super simple. Take out your cell phone, just as if you were texting a new friend. Just text the word morning to 55444. Now, if you're in Canada, email us, info@gloveru.com, and just put in the subject line, daily text, put your name and phone number in the body of the email, and we know what to do. All right. So as long as we have your name and your cell phone number, we'll get you signed up for it. If you're in Canada, just email us at info@gloveru. All right. That is probably our hottest resource. I think we've got close to 18,000 agents across the US and Canada receiving the daily text message today. That's resource. Well, there's a ton of resources, but that's one for sure that I wanted to make sure I shared with you. Free resource number 2, and I'm seeing if I've got one laying around here. And if somebody from Glover U behind the scenes could bring me an Unreal Life magazine, I'd appreciate that. So if someone in the other side of the studio wall could bring me in a Unreal Life magazine. I'd appreciate that. Our second most popular resource right now is our quarterly publication. It's called the Unreal Life magazine. All right. So the Unreal Life magazine, we print off 65,000 copies of these, and we send them to real estate agents all across the US and Canada. It's a completely free subscription. All right. It's sales ideas, it's social media ideas, it's scripts, it's business plans. There you go. You can go to gloveru.com/mag to get your hands on one of those. And again, I'm looking for my copy so I could show you what I'm talking about. So whoever is with Glover U behind the camera, if you could maybe bring one in here, I'd appreciate that. Also, if gloveru.com/mag doesn't work for you and you want to join the Facebook group, you can do so. It's called the Glover U Inner Circle. That's the Glover U Inner Circle Facebook group. You can sign up for the magazine that way as well. All right. So I wanted to make sure I shared those resources with you because those are our most popular. Those are the ones that agents rave about all the time. There's some other good ones too, like our social media guide and all that other stuff. But you can find those all at gloveru.com. All of our stuff is on there. Okay. Thanks for the kind words, Davida, and everyone else who has subscribed. So I want to jump in. We're talking 3 different sources of business today. Hey, Gabby, can you bring me an Unreal Life magazine, please? We're talking 3 different sources of business today. Expireds, for sale by owners, and hybrid farming. Without question, these are my 3 favorite, and these are the 3 most cost effective. All right, there's your workbook again. Thank you. By the way, this is the Unreal Life magazine, looks something like this. All right, it's 100 pages, real estate sales, business information. We mail this out to you. We pay the postage, we pay the shipping. It's all on us. It's free. All right. So you go to the Glover U Inner Circle Facebook group to get your hands on this. All right. If you're already in the Glover U Inner Circle Facebook group, just go to gloveru.com/mag. All right. The Facebook group has a ton of free resources in itself. Again, you just open up your Facebook app and you search Glover U Inner Circle. It'll take you to the Facebook group. You join, make sure you put your mailing address in there. Don't put your email because it's a physical mail. And we will drop this in the mail to you right away. We produce about 65,000 copies of those. Okay. So there's the resources. I want to get those out of the way. So we're jumping in expireds, for sale by owners, and hybrid farming. So many people are surprised to hear that even in this listing scarce environment, right now on a bad month, our team of maybe 35 agents, okay, people hear, oh my God, you guys do 1,000 deals a year. You must have hundreds of agents. No, we got 38 agents. And so people are always surprised to hear that even in this listing scarce market, we're still taking anywhere from 10 to 15 expired and for sale by owner listings per month. 10 to 15 per month. Now, of course, you might have to scale that up or down based on the population of your market. We're in Detroit, so our market is about 4 million people. That's our metro area. So, put that in perspective. You might have to expand the size of your market, or you might have to shrink the size of your market depending on how many expireds you want to work. But let me share with you what's working right now to win expired business. There's actually 7 ways to work expireds at a high level. I'll share those with you now. Write this down. These are the 7 ways we work expireds today. Way number 1, ready? Geofencing. Geofencing. All right. What is geofencing? Geofencing, you're probably familiar with if you didn't know what it is. When you go into a store, if let's say you were going to shop this weekend or last weekend, you went to Nordstrom, all of a sudden you get served ads to Nordstrom for the next 30 days, for the next 2 weeks, the next 3 weeks. Well, that is called the geofencing technique. And essentially what they do is they're paying an advertising agency to know that because of your cell phone, you were in their store, and they know that you were in their store. So therefore they're going to serve you ads after you were in their store. You can do the same thing with expired listings. Well, how do I do that with expireds? Well, watch. Once per month. Now you can do this yourself if you know how to do it. Personally, we hire an ad agency to do it. So I couldn't tell you like, all right, go to Google, step 1 here. Okay. But you could probably Google it to figure it out. So we hire an ad agency to do this. And once a month, we give them a list of addresses. And in the list of addresses, it's all the homes that have come off the market, off the market in the last 30 days. And we geofence them. So what does that mean? That means for the next 30 days, they're going to get served our ads. Well, why am I geofencing expireds? Well, because here's what I know. In 21 years of doing this, in listing and selling over 1,000 expired listings personally myself, here's what I know. 1 out of every 3 expireds that come off the market, 1 out of every 3 relist their home within 7 to 10 days. 1 out of every 3 relist their home within 7 to 10 days. So I want to stay in front of them. Now, by the way, that doesn't mean the 2 out of 3 don't list at all. They might list 2 weeks from now. They might list a month from now. They might list 3 months from now. But if they had their home on the market, they had it on the market for a reason. And if they could get the money they want for it, they probably would still sell. So we use the geofencing technique so that for the next 30 days, when they're happening to scroll Facebook or they're checking out the weather or whatever it is they're doing on their phone, they're seeing our ads. That's method number 1. That's called geofencing. Number 2, social media. Social media. Well, how do we use social media to market to expireds and for sale by owners? Now, I don't mean social media like running Facebook and Instagram ads. What I mean with social media is using social media to find them, using social media to track them down. How do you do that, Jeff? Well, if you use a service like RedX or Vulcan 7, which many of you are familiar with, if you come to our events, you know they're always there. RedX, REDX, Vulcan 7, VULCAN, the number 7. By the way, every single service provider we use, you can find them at gloveru.com/affiliates. There it is. You can copy and paste that right into your Google browser and you can see who we use. We don't allow them to be on our website unless they give our clients discounts. So take advantage of it, do it through there. You'll save a few bucks. So when I subscribe to RedX, let's just say I use RedX for expireds, and they give me a first name, a last name, a phone number, and an email address. I'm going to take that email address and I'm going to plop that into Google. And I'm going to hit search. When I hit search, it's going to give me their Instagram, their Facebook, their Twitter, all of their handles, all of their social media handles are attached to their email address. That's going to come up. So what can I do? I can direct message them through Instagram. I can direct message them through Facebook. Well, Jeff, isn't your message going to sit in their filtered messages? Of course it could. Yes, many of them will. In fact, most will. But that's okay because I've got a script that gets them to open it because a lot of people check their filtered messages. You know, if you check your filtered messages, you see what like the first line is. Or maybe you'll open it because you can open it without showing the person that sent it to you that you read it. So maybe you do that or maybe they do that. But here's the deal. Here's how I can help you with an open rate when it relates to direct message or private messages. Here's the script, and I want you to write this down. The script sounds like this. I was wondering if you're still accepting offers on your home on blank street. I was wondering if you're still accepting offers on your home on blank street. Write that down. I was wondering if you're still accepting offers on your home on blank street. When you send them that message, you're going to get a certain amount that are going to open it and respond. Now, most are going to respond with this. Do you have a buyer? Do you have a buyer? That's what most of your response is going to be. Every time you're going to follow it up with this message. Ready? Write this down. I don't know. Haven't seen your house yet. I don't know. Haven't seen your house yet. And I'm going to be in your neighborhood. So whenever they respond with, do you have a buyer? Because that's what most are going to respond with. Do you have a buyer? I don't know. Haven't seen your house yet. And I'm going to be in your neighborhood later today and tomorrow. That's important that you say, I'm going to be in your neighborhood later today and tomorrow, because then they don't think that they're putting you out. They're not inconveniencing you. They're more likely to say yes when you say that. I don't know. Haven't seen your house yet. And I'm going to be in your neighborhood later today and tomorrow. I'd love to come by to have a look. I'd love to come by to have a look. We're talking social media, direct message. We're not talking email yet. This is direct message, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, direct message. Wondering if you're still accepting offers on your property on blank street. Personalize it. Use the street name. You'll get better results if you use the street name. Response they're going to give you. You have a buyer. Your response, I don't know. Haven't seen your house yet. And I'm going to be in your area later today and tomorrow. I'd love to come have a look. Now, if they start pressuring you, well, what do you charge? How long you been doing this? You're going to respond with, I can call you right now. What's your number? So again, this is Instagram, Facebook. We're only on social media. I can call you right now. What's your number? Don't get into answering questions back and forth through social media. It's a quick way to lose an opportunity. So you're going to respond with, when they start asking you further questions at that point, I can call you right now. What's your number? That's direct. That's social media. Next is going to be direct mail. Direct mail. So you're going to send out a direct mail piece. All right. We use a trifold, which if you guys get a chance to come to our events, you'll get a copy of this. People that take our listing mastery program, you get all of our marketing material. We send out a trifold to every single expired that comes off the market. Why am I sending out a trifold to every expired that comes off the market? Because I know I'm going to be reaching out to them over the phone, through text messages, through email, through social media. I know I'm going to be reaching out to them. So then guess what? What do? If I have something in their mailbox ahead of time, they're more likely to say yes to me when I'm reaching out to them. So here's the trick. You want to get into their mailbox the next day. You want to be one of the first ones they receive. So how do I ensure that I'm one of the first ones they receive, Jeff? Watch, here's what you do. You go to your local post office, all right? I'm in the old studio today. I'm in Plymouth, Michigan, which is a suburb west of Detroit. And I go to the Plymouth post office and I ask them, what is the earliest I would have to get mail to you in order to have it out same day so it could arrive locally next day? They'll tell you. They told me, Jeff, as long as you get your mail here by 10:30, it'll be in the hands of most Metro Detroiters within the next day. That's our first batch that goes out. It goes through processing, it does all this, and it's out by the afternoon. Why is that important? Because I want to be one of the first ones they receive, and I want it to be next day. That's direct mail. Visit at their, by the way, for those of you coming to the retreat in Traverse City next month, which probably you're familiar with that, we have a breakout specifically on for sale by owners and expireds. We share all of our material. Obviously, for those that you take listing mastery, same thing. Next, so we have geofence, we have social media, we have direct mail. Next, we have visit at their door. Visit at their door. Do you know in 2023, door knocking, as much as I hate door knocking, if you listen to our podcast, that's the Live Unreal podcast for those that aren't familiar, you listen to our podcast, you watch any of the videos we put out, I can't stand door knocking. I mean, I hated it. In fact, my coach used it as a penalty. My coach used it as a penalty for me if I didn't have an appointment to go on. He said, Jeff, you're going to go out door knocking. Well, here's what I know. In 2023, you know, door knocking is more effective today than it's been in the history of real estate. Think about that. We have all this AI, all this technology, chat, GTP, all these different things. Door knocking is more effective today than it's ever been. Why? Two reasons. Number one, more people are home. Number one. Number two, more people are answering their doors. I mean, think about it. You'll open your door. Somebody will drop off, a bag of Taco Bell in a rusted out 1987 Honda, and you'll open your door for them. Come on in. Hold on. Let me give you a tip. Whatever. Amazon is always at your door. People are more opening their doors now more than ever. What are the best days to door knock? Ready? Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 3:30 to 5:30. I told you this is going to be a fire hose. I hope you're getting all this. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 3:30 to 5:30, most effective time. Guys, I've been doing this for 21 years. I don't know if there's another agent that's listed and sold more expires and for sale by owners in the country than I have. I know the methods. 3:30 to 5:30 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. That's what I mean by visit at their door. Next, email. Email. Now, here's the deal. Email is so watered down today because everyone's using it because it's free, it's legal, you don't have to worry about getting in trouble, all this other stuff. Problem is, everyone's emails look the same. Everyone's emails look boilerplate. Hey, home didn't sell. 17 ways I help homeowners like you. Email. How do you get better open rates on your emails? Subject line. Are you ... You want to get better open rates on your emails? Because by the way, those services provide email addresses to every expired that comes off the market every day. Subject line. Are you ... Body of the email. First sentence. I want it to be written. Do you remember back in the day when like iPhones and everything first come out? And don't make fun of me because I am an Android guy. Sorry. Back in the day when iPhones and all this came out, we'll just say BlackBerry. I was a BlackBerry guy for a long time. At the bottom of your emails, it'd say, sent from my BlackBerry, please excuse brevity. Sent from my iPhone 4, please excuse brevity. I want your emails to look like they're sent from a cell phone. I don't want them to look like you have this big, huge picture, email signature, attachments. Hey, here's all the things I do to sell homes. No. Simple. Subject line, are you? Body of the email, still accepting offers on your home on blank street. Are you? Body of the email, still accepting offers on your home on blank street. Super simple, but guess what? It gets open rates. You have to personalize it. Use their street name, you'll get better results. By the way, when you're sending emails from your CRM, this is emails to buyer leads, whatever. Stop complicating it. The simpler, the better. Get rid of your classic subject line of, May's market update. No, it's got to have a unique and clever subject line to get open rates. And make sure you're adjusting your pre-header. Your pre-header is the first line of the email that they can see from their mobile phone. Change your pre-header. Okay, that's email. Next, text message. Text message. Text message can be words or video. Text message. Words or video. It's more effective if it's like this. Watch this. I'm going to open up my video. I got an expired I want. Watch. I'm going to put on video. It's already in selfie mode. Watch this. Okay. Hi, I was wondering if you're still accepting offers on your home on Banana Street. This is Realtor Jeff Glover, by the way. If you're accepting offers, could you give me a call back? Thanks. Bye. Video's done. Okay. This is what it looks and sounds like. Wondering if you're still accepting offers on your home on Banana Street. This is Realtor Jeff Glover, by the way. If you're accepting offers, could you give me a call back? Thanks. Bye. And then now I can hit share, type in their phone number, hit send. That's it. You want to get responses to your text messages? Send that, personalize it with their street name. Number one response you're going to get, remember, do you have a buyer? Remember our response? I don't know. Haven't seen your house yet. I'm going to be in their area tomorrow. And then again, I'm going to be in your area later today. And then again, tomorrow, I'd love to come by and have a look. And then finally, method number 7, the good old fashioned phone call. The good old fashioned phone call. Yes, it is still to this day, the number one method of getting results. Number 1 is the phone call. Number 2 is text message. Number 3 is at the door. Phone call, text message. 3 is at the door. 4 is through social media. 5 is through direct mail. Number 6 is email. The last one is email. Why is email the lowest? Well, because open rates. They're getting inundated with emails. But if you want to see an increase in your email open rate, change your subject line to something more clever, something more creative. Okay, that's enough on expireds right now. If you get a chance to join us in Listing Mastery, we do 2 full sessions on expireds. And also at the retreat coming up next month, we're covering that. Okay, let's talk for sale by owners. Let's jump to for sale by owners real quick. So what I have found in 21 years of working for sell by owners, and today, I mean, I could literally I'm in our Plymouth office today. I could take it and walk it out to our listing board right now. And I already saw, because I already know the number. We have maybe 17 or 18 listings out of our Plymouth office so far. Of those, 6 or 7 of them were for sale by owners. Jeff, how are there any for sale by owners? Listings inventory low. They're out there. They're out there. When a market's hot, for sale by owners, actually opportunities increase. When a market's hot, for sale by owner, opportunities go up. Okay. So for sale by owners, how do we win for sale by owners? Very simple. Ready? Now you're going to use some of the same methods. We have a trifold, just like I showed you on expires. We got a trifold that we send to for sale by owners. You're going to direct mail them. Okay. You're going to use those methods that I gave you, but you're going to do it a little bit differently because expireds are quick hits. You know, they're ready to go or they're not. For sale by owners, they're a little bit more of a long play. So let me give you the secret to winning for sale by owner business. Ready? Write this down. You want to be the first one in with for sale by owners. You want to be the first one in and the last one standing. For sale by owners, you want to be the first one in and the last one standing. First one in, last one standing. So what do you mean I got to be the first one in? Well, here's why. Because most for sale by owners list their home for sale between the 3rd and 5th week. Most for sale by owners are going to list their house for sale between week 3 and week 5. 21 years of doing this. Probably just as many for sale by owners as I've listed expired in my career. Here's what I know. Most of them are going to list between the 3rd and 5th week. But here's the problem. Most agents give up after the 1st or 2nd. Now, we always have some savvy agents on that say, well, I'll just call them between the 3rd and 5th week, Jeff. I'll just wait until week 3 or week 5. The problem is, for any of you that work for sale by owners, you know this because this happens. You're going to hear this from them. Well, thanks for reaching out, Jeff, but we've already got a handful of agents. If we're going to list, if we had to list, we already have a handful of agents ready to go. We already have agents that have already reached out to us. That's the number one thing you'll hear from for sale by owners if you wait till the 3rd or 4th week to reach out. So don't do that. Instead, you're going to call them 5 Mondays in a row. The best formula to win for sale by owner business is call them the first week they hit the market and follow up for 5 Mondays in a row. The absolute best day to call for sale by owners, Mondays. The absolute worst day calling for sale by owners, Fridays. Calling a for sale by owner on a Friday is like calling a seller for a price reduction when they have future showings. Just forget it. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to call 5 Mondays in a row. Now, here's the good news. For sale by owners, they all publish their phone numbers. So they welcome the phone call. So they're going to answer. Well, Jeff, what do you say when you call? I'm just checking in. Hey, I know we spoke last week, and I know it's been a week since your home's been out there. Have you had any bites yet? How's it going? Now, by the way, all of our scripts are online. You can download them. Just go to gloveview.com and you can click on resources. All of our scripts are out there. I am told, because we travel around the country putting on half-day sessions, that our for sale by owner script is like one of the best they've ever seen. Okay, it works. I mean, I won't argue. I'm not going to say it's the best, but it works. So 5 Mondays in a row. Well, where are you finding for sale by owners today, Jeff? I'll share that with you now. We're using Vulcan 7 and RedX. No surprise there. We're using Zillow. Many markets today still allow for sale by owners to post on Zillow. I know not all markets allow that. We use Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups. Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups. People are posting their homes for sale. Name a city, any town, USA, any town, Canada, any town, any country, and there's probably a Facebook group specifically for that town where somebody's posting in there, hey, we're selling our house, sad to leave. If you know of anybody, here's our contact information. Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups. For salebyowner.com. For salebyowner.com. Buyowner.com. BYOWNER.com. Those two, by the way, still show up on the first page of Google. My all-time favorite, though, ready for this? Driving around and spotting signs. Those are my favorite. I put all of my friends and family on the payroll. True story. My Aunt Sue, every Thanksgiving. Jeff, you owe me like $85 for all the for sale by owners I've sent you this year. Why? Because I pay them $15 to send me a for sale by owner sign. If you get out of your car, take a picture of a for sale by owner, give me the address, because I got to know the address. Give me the address and take a picture of the for sale by owner sign. I will Venmo you $15. Get all of your friends and all of your family on the payroll. Why? Because for $15, do you understand how many thousands of dollars in commission that's going to turn into? Driving around and spotting signs. We were golfing. So on Sunday Fun Day before our retreat up in Traverse City, we do a fun day of different activities, and I usually choose golf. And somebody challenged me. In fact, Mark George from Orlando, Florida said, Jeff, why don't you, I think it'd be funny if you call that for sale by owner from the stage. So what do? I got out of the golf cart. I took a picture of it. I sent it into the staff and said, hey, on day 1 or day 2, I'm going to call this for sale by owner. Let's see how it goes. We did a live for sale by owner call right from the stage. Any of you guys that were there, yeah, it was interesting. I got every objection in the book thrown at me. This guy was a former broker too, so that always made it fun. Anyways, driving around, spotting signs. So how are we winning with for sale by owners today? We're being the first one in, the last one standing. 5 Mondays in a row. We're their go-to. All right, let's finish with hybrid farming. Hybrid farming is also known as circle prospecting. Hybrid farming is also known as circle prospecting. Okay, again, all of our scripts, you can find these online. But the difference between circle prospecting and hybrid farming is this. So circle prospecting, as you know it, is prospecting a listing or sale when it sells. Maybe you do a just listed postcard or a just sold postcard. You're familiar with all of those. I'm going to make a recommendation to you. I want you to switch from what you're currently doing. That's the circle prospecting method. Prior to that, it was known as the just listed, just sold method. I want you to switch from those methods to hybrid farming. And I'll explain what I mean by that. So hybrid farming, instead of sending out a postcard or making a phone call every time you have a listing or sale, hybrid farming is sending out a postcard or making a phone call every time there's a listing or sale in a particular neighborhood. Do you hear the difference? Doesn't have to be your listing or sale. Every time there's a listing or sale in a particular neighborhood that you'd like to work, instead of sporadically sending out postcards, instead of sporadically calling around when you have a listing or sale, I want you instead to identify a neighborhood that has a high turnover rate. What do I mean by that? I'm looking for a neighborhood that has a 5% turnover rate. So let me repeat that. Instead of just sending out a postcard or making a phone call every time you have a listing or sale, which we're taught to do from day one, I understand that. You will have better response and better results by just picking a neighborhood and notifying them once monthly every time there's listings and sales in the neighborhood. So if I'm doing it once monthly and there's 2 or 3, I'm going to share with them the 2 or 3 that took place in the last month. You're going to get more results with hybrid farming than you'll ever get with just listed, just solds. You'll get more results with hybrid farming than you'll ever get with circle prospecting. Why? Because of the repetition. And that's why just listed, just sold method is not as effective as hybrid farming. Now, you're going to get lucky. Every now and again, you send out a postcard or you make a phone call around a listing or sale. Somebody's going to say, hey, got your postcard, we're ready to list. And that's great. But if you want consistent business from postcards, if you want consistent business from your just listed or just sold calls, make them all to the same neighborhood once per month. After 12 months in a row, I promise you, you will own that neighborhood. You will start to see consistent business after probably month 8 or 9, by the way, in our experience. So what is my goal when I'm doing hybrid farming? I actually have 3 goals when I'm doing hybrid farming. Goal number 1, all right, when I'm doing hybrid farming, goal number 1 is to get immediate business. So go ahead and write down hybrid farming method. Thank you, Karen, for typing that out. Appreciate that. Get immediate business is goal number 1. By the way, as I'm speaking and reading my notes, I can't see the chat. Every now and then I can glance and catch it. So if you've been asking questions and so forth, unfortunately, our webinars, unlike Listing Mastery or our programs, you can ask questions all day long, but our webinars are really more of a presentation. So sorry if you asked a question and you didn't get it answered. And of course, people behind the scenes, at Glover U try to help out as much as possible. But we have 3 goals when we're doing hybrid farming. Number 1 is to get immediate business. In other words, I'm looking for a listing or sale because I'm credible in the neighborhood. So when I'm using our circle prospecting script to the same neighborhood over and over, 12 months in a row, letting them know of new listings and new sales, when it's appropriate, I'm asking, by the way, when do you plan on moving? Now, if I'm not going to ask that every month in a row, I might ask that the first month. I might ask that the 9th month. I might ask that the 12th month. That's not why I'm making the calls. I'm making the calls for the repetition, or I'm going to their door for the repetition once per month. That's the formula. Get immediate business. Number 2 is to get referrals from them. Well, if they're not going to be buying or selling, if they're not going to be moving anytime soon, because I'm credible, because I have rapport with them, because I've reached out once a month for 12 months, maybe there's somebody they could refer me. That's goal number 2. By the way, while I'm here, so how do I ask that question, Jeff? By the way, while I'm here, who else do you know that's looking to take advantage of this hot market? By the way, while I'm here, or while I'm on the phone with you, who else do you know that's looking to take advantage of this hot market? That's goal number 2. Goal number 3, and this is the worst case scenario, and this is not a bad worst case scenario. Goal number 3, you hit it off with someone and you add them to your database. Goal number one is to get immediate business, meaning they might be selling. Funny, you should be stopping by, Jeff. Yeah, we saw your listing. We're getting ready to sell this spring. Ding, 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 ding. By the way, you want to go get a listing right now? I got a listing 2 months ago in my neighborhood just by dropping this in the Facebook group. All of you live in a neighborhood where there's probably a Facebook group. If you don't, you should create one. Drop this in the Facebook group. I have buyers looking to be in our neighborhood. Before you list your home for sale, reach out to me. Here's my cell. I had 2 listing leads. I already got a listing from it. And I got a listing coming up in 2 weeks just by throwing that in my Facebook group. I have buyers specifically looking in the neighborhood. Before you list your homes for sale, reach out to me. All right. Anyway, so goal number 1, get immediate business. Goal number 2, get referrals. Hey, while I have you on the phone, who else do you know that's looking to take advantage of this hot market? Goal number 3, add them to my database. Add them to my database. Well, how do I get them in my database, Jeff? Especially if I'm at the door. Watch this. Write this down. This is the number 1 script you can use to add people to your database, especially if you're going to use the hybrid farming method. Ready? Would it be of any value to you? Write this down. Would it be of any value to you if I kept you up to date on all of the listings and sales in the neighborhood? Would it be of any value to you if I kept you up to date of all the listings and sales in the neighborhood? Would it be of any value to you if I kept you up to date of all the listings and sales in the neighborhood? ... That way, ... That way, you know, every time a new listing is taken or sold. That way, you know, every time if a new listing is taken or sold. ... Finish with, would that be of any value to you? So I'm opening with, would it be of value to you if I kept you up to date on everything that's going on in the neighborhood? Listings, sales, that way you know of every time there's a new listing, every time you know there's a new sale. Would that be of any value to you? You got to make it so hard for them to say no to that. I mean, it's like a no-brainer. Why would they say no to that? So when they say, you know, in most cases, they're going to give you kind of a half kind of response. Well, sure. When they say, sure, yes, whatever it is, you immediately go to, great. And your email is? So when they say, let me ask you, would it be of value to you if I kept you up to date on what's going on in the neighborhood in terms of listings and sales? That way, you know, every time a new home comes on the market and what things are selling for in the neighborhood. Would that be of any value to you? By the way, you can tell I've said that a few thousand times. Yeah, that'd be great, Jeff. Perfect. Your email is, go right for it. Perfect. Your email is, and you always start with email, because if you ask for phone number, that could turn them off. But watch this. Great. Your email is, they'll usually hesitate for a second, but you're holding a pen and you're ready to write. Great. Your email is, BettyLou123@gmail. BettyLou123@gmail. Got it. All right. I'll keep you up to date on what's going on in the neighborhood. And your cell phone is? Now, here's where you're going to lose about half. Why do you need that? Why is it important to you? Whatever. Well, because what I found is today, emails can get oftentimes caught in spam. And so again, this is from at the door. And so it might be easier for me to just relay to you every time there's a sale in the neighborhood, since I won't be dropping by. Okay, sure. My phone number is this. Start with email. They're more likely to give you their phone number. The goal of hybrid farming, get immediate business, number 1. Number 2, get referrals from them. Number 3, add them to my database. Next thing you know, I'm putting on client events in the neighborhood. Next thing you know, I'm creating a separate Facebook group for the neighborhood. I'm building rapport with one neighborhood over time that has at least a 5% turnover rate. That's the key. So what do I mean by a 5% turnover rate? What that means is for every 100 houses in the neighborhood, there's 5 sales per year. You want to find a neighborhood that has a 5% turnover rate. And I know a lot of you want to work luxury and gated communities, all this, and that's great. But the turnover rates in those neighborhoods is either A, very low, because there's usually not as many sales taking place anyways, or 2, those consumers already have cemented relationships with a realtor or relocation company that they have to use. So I like the cookie cutter neighborhoods that have a 5% or more turnover. Every 100 houses, 5 sales. So guess what? If I have a neighborhood of 200 houses, all right, that means I've got 10 available sales to me. I'm getting 1 or 2 of those 10. I'm getting 4 or 5 of those 10. And now watch this. Now you start having success with this. You're going to add in another neighborhood. And then you're going to add in another neighborhood because it comes repetitive. It comes easy to you. So now all of a sudden you're putting yourself in a position to have 12, 15 sales per year just from hybrid farming. 5% is the turnover. You can use your MLS to determine that. All you do is do a radius search in your MLS, last 12 months of sales. How many sales took place? You can manually figure it out. You can literally count the lots, count the rooftops. How many sales took place in the last 12 months? You want a neighborhood of 5% or more turnover. All right. By the way, all the scripts that we use, you can find them at glovery.com. You can download them for free. Are you guys getting value? Are you guys getting value from this? Let me know in the chat if you guys are seeing some value, because here's the deal. We got tons more of these webinars to go. You know, we're doing Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 o'clock Eastern. So hopefully you saw the list because we got a lot more of these to go. Now, I know a lot of you asked about our listing mastery program, and I'll cover that at the end. But before I do that, much of this stuff, okay, if you think about how can I take some of this and have even more success, you guys, you have to get to real estate events. You have to put yourself in a position where you're surrounded by people that are succeeding with you at a high level, that are using our system at a high level. And I know a lot of you guys are already signed up for the retreat, and I think that's awesome. And for those of you that have no idea what the retreat even is, I've asked our video crew to put together a 60-second video explaining what we're going to be doing next month in Traverse City. So if we can get that queued up, when we come back, I got a couple more things that I want to share with you, and then we'll be on our way today. So check it out. Here's what we're doing.
The housing market is crap.
The interest rates are pricing most people out of the market.
We've seen rapid rate hikes, not just rate hikes on mortgage rates. They've been rapid rate hikes. Sales dropped 7.7% to the slowest pace since 2010, and that was during the foreclosure crisis. To close out the year, we're going to see the mortgage rate surging again. I don't know what kind of shadow that's going to cast. We're going to start to head into the spring selling season here pretty soon with a pretty grim picture.
It's time to flip the switch.
Enough great things about this event, all of the Glover U events, and of course, the coaching program. Unbelievable.
It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what your production is or even how many homes you've sold in the past.
I've been to many conferences throughout my 12-year career, and this is one of the best I've ever attended.
Not only are they coaching it, but these guys are doing it.
This is the place to be to continue your education in real estate and further your business towards success.
While our competition is sitting at home, reliving the same day they lived yesterday, we're doing something we've never done because we want something we've never had. It's a challenge and an opportunity. It's the pressure that forces us to grow. We don't fail, we learn. We're on the path to becoming the unstoppable force to which there is no immovable object. We're chasing our unreal life, and we're not stopping until we get it. Starting right now, we flip the switch.
Hi, it's Ed Milet, and I am so excited. Actually, I'm honored to be a part of the Live Unreal event coming this June, and I hope that you will join me there. I can't wait to meet everybody, and I'm bringing a message I'm really excited to share with all of you. It's going to be a spectacular experience, and I can't wait to share it with all of you that join. So we'll see you there soon. Max out.
All right. So there you have it. That's next month. That's a month from today, basically. If you have by the way, who's been to Traverse City before? Show me in the chat. If you've been to Traverse City before, half the people in the US or Canada have never even heard of Traverse City. It's this gorgeous resort town in northern Michigan. It's 78 and sunny and no humidity in the summer. I mean, why do we pick it? That's why. You know, the wine is beautiful. Yes, it's wine country, white wine country, if you can believe that. The fresh water, the sand dunes, the golfing, it's gorgeous. Anyways, it's a retreat for a reason. Why? Because we don't just sit in a conference room and take notes all day. On Monday night, we have a welcome party down on the shores of Lake Michigan. It's gorgeous. On Tuesday, a lot of us get on shuttle buses and we take those to wineries around northern Michigan. Every day there's something different outside of the actual conference. Anyways, if you've never been to one of our events, that is an absolute do not miss this summer. Go to gloveru.com/retreat for the full agenda and to book your hotel room while there's still some left. Real quick, because you're on this webinar, all right, because you joined us today, the last page in your workbook, I want to point something out to you guys. So go ahead and turn to the last page in your workbook. Last page of your workbook. I'm giving you all $100 off. The public right now is paying $500 a ticket. You guys are all getting the ticket for $399. $399. The code is at the top. All right. So you go to gloveru.com/retreat, or you can scan that QR code, I guess, if you prefer to do that. Use the code Jeff100 to get $100 off your ticket. People are like, Jeff, how do you even make money on those events? We don't. Our mission at Glover U is to impact millions to live their most unreal life. And we're going to get there faster by offering amazing events, amazing experiences, and great content at a very fair price. You know, conferences today are $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. $399. That's your price. Take advantage of it. Okay, the last thing I want to cover, since you have your workbook in your hand, it's it's page 17. It's on page 17. One of the things that maybe some of you in this session have had a chance to take Listing Mastery. By the way, if we have any of our Listing Mastery attendees or graduates, could you drop in the chat if you're a Listing Mastery attendee? Where are my graduates in there? All right, because I know you guys have heard this stuff a million times, although one thing I hope you can appreciate about me, we're constantly updating our content. Why are we constantly updating our content? Because I'm in it with you. I know what's working today versus what didn't work last year. If you can believe it, there's actually agents out there, I feel bad, that are following coaches and trainers that have never either A, have sold a house, or B, haven't sold a house in the last decade. We're updating things as we go because I'm in it with you. I know what you're going through. So go ahead and turn to page 17 of your workbook. They'll get that thrown up on the screen. The last thing I want to share with you is you have an opportunity to work with me personally 16 weeks in a row for an hour at a time live. We go through our entire listing process from start to finish. Everything from where our listings come from to how do we follow up once we have leads? How do we get more appointments set from those leads? Once we have the listing presentation, what do I take out on the listing presentation? Once I'm on the listing appointment, what do I say? We absolutely master the listing process from start to finish. How about when I go on an appointment and they give me these objections? How do I overcome them? How do I help sellers understand the price? How do I help sellers understand when it's time for a price reduction? What script do I use? This is the only group coaching program that I do personally. It's 16 weeks. It's 45 minutes to an hour session. Usually I have 45 minutes of content, and then there's usually about 10 minutes of Q&A. So they end up being about 55-minute sessions. And you guys, it's $399 a month for 4 months. I mean, that's $1,600. I can't believe we haven't raised the price of that yet with how many people sign up for this program. Anyways, if you want information on Listing Mastery and you want to work with me personally for 16 weeks in a row, text the word listing to 55444. You're not committing. You're not signing up for it by texting listing to 55444. It's just giving you all of the details on the program. If you text the word listing to 55444, it'll give you all the details. It's starting the second week of July. So you come back from the 4th of July holiday, ready to go right out of the gate. You're going to have your best summer ever. Here's the deal. Here's the formula. Get to Traverse City and go to the retreat. When you come back from Traverse City, you're going to have a week or two of production and then a week of vacation. And then you're starting Listing Mastery with me. 16 weeks in a row, 55 minutes together live. By the end of it, here's what's really cool. All of our Listing Mastery attendees have an opportunity to submit their listing presentation to me because I'm going to teach you how to record a listing presentation. I review it, I critique it, I send you back my recommendations. I give you my actual recommendations from watching your listing presentation. Everything's covered. All of the listing sources, the presentation, what you send before you go, what you send after, how to follow up after, what to say after. We cover everything from start to finish. I personally have sold on average over 100 listings per year for the last decade. And that's my specialty, teaching agents like you how to become great listing agents. So if you want to join us for the retreat, you go to gloveru.com/retreat. You'll have everything you need to know and do to sign up for Listing Mastery there. Or if you already know you want to jump in the next session of Listing Mastery, we cap it, by the way. We don't allow more than like 50 attendees. All right. So why do we do that? Because we want you to be able to ask questions. All right. So it's not like, oh, I'll just wait until July to sign up. No, it'll probably be sold out by the time we get to the retreat, which is a bummer because there's a lot of people that come to the retreat that want to sign up for Listing Mastery. So text the word listing to 55444. Go get your retreat ticket. Take advantage of the $100 off, you guys. $399 for a 3.5-day conference. Breakout sessions, one-on-one interviews, keynote speakers. I mean, forget the fact that Ed Milet's there. That's cool. But you're going to hear from people on stage that are using the Glover U system at a very high level. People that didn't succeed with it 5 years ago, people that didn't succeed with it a year ago, people that are having success right now in this new market. You go to gloveru.com/retreat to get your hotel room at a discount. I mean, rooms are like $300. Flights are still relatively cheap as well. We just had somebody book just this morning from the DC area, and they said, oh my God, I got a flight for $238. All right, so take advantage of that. We'll see you this summer. And by the way, we got like 6 more of these webinars to go. gloveru.com/webinar. Don't miss one because they're all designed to help you succeed right now. You got 3 jobs. Ready? Go get your retreat ticket. Join me in Listing Mastery, and I'll see you Wednesday for another great webinar. gloveru.com/webinar. Let's go kick ass this week. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for joining me today for session 1 of the summer webinar series. See you guys.